Okay, I'm just finishing up here a couple more things. This is just a little bit more on the impact of coronavirus. I got this from this morning's newspaper. Movie theaters going direct in-home rental for streaming. They're starting to advertise it on TV. So I think the hope is it's going to air on your living room, whatever, your main viewing room television in your home, which tends to be very big. Some of them have absolutely amazing screens and sound systems. So movies are pretty good. Will there be more of that in the future? Is that what's going to happen? Are movie theaters going to be more and more bypassed for these great home screens, even for first-run films? And now, in terms of things that may change, I'm going to do this, I think, without the audio. I don't think we really need the audio. It's only 40 seconds. But we may not be going to the beauty parlor or the barber shop too much anymore. I know they're closed now. So how to give yourself a nice, even haircut at home may be emphasized and increased this whole thing through these days, staying home. Okay, that's the Flowbee. What they don't show you is that it hooks up to your vacuum cleaner. I don't know why I remembered that somehow. Maybe it's because I have this hair consciousness because of my own particular situation. Oh, what are we doing here? Come on. Of course, there's a chance that if all of us are using the Flowbee for our haircuts, that all of us will have haircuts like this poor lad. This is the younger brother in the film Winter's Bone, which was Jennifer Lawrence's first starring role. It's actually a really good film. I bought it on Amazon Prime. I just watched it again the other day. Somebody triumphing through some real adversity. But is Flowbee the future for haircuts? I hope you'll forgive me just a little tiny bit of levity. It's not a funny situation, I know, but forgive me. So for all these reasons, television is in flux. In flux. What are the advantages and disadvantages using television advertising? Well, first of all, it is potentially the most persuasive, best impression that there is. Wide choice of cost alternatives. Yeah, you can negotiate different things. You can actually negotiate direct response rates with any one of the local spot stations. They're going to give you a run a station. They're going to give you the unsold time, but at a cheaper price. You get quick responses from your TV. People see it and they do something, or they don't. Large impacts in short time periods. Remember, you can have a mass reach with TV. Not like you don't have to just buy 3 networks the way they did in 1960 to roadblock, but you can still make some good buys and reach a lot of people fast. And I'm not just talking about the Super Bowl. There are other ways to do it. You can get on air pretty quickly. Some of the disadvantages, the responses can be short-lived. It's expensive to produce TV ads versus, say, radio. And lack of tangible response devices. Yeah, well, there's nothing printed in your hand. Okay. This is from your textbook. Television as a medium has these qualities. It shows life. Okay. It again, the most persuasive. It has a huge reach. You can do digital targeting, particularly if you're buying video and you're going more to the internet. Some of the disadvantages, it's expensive. You got to have a budget. Lots of clutter. And this last one, quick cuts, she says. And I read that carefully. And here's what I think she means. It's a little hard to understand it. And we've already touched on it. TV ads, 30-second ads watched on your television go by pretty quickly. They're in pods of many ads, and they all just kind of go boom, 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 boom. And you're probably not paying much attention. Maybe you do to the first one because you're not quite sure what's going on when your program stops. By the time they get to the third or the fourth, you're getting a drink of orange soda or who knows what, or back on your computer or your phone. Also, and we've made this point before, with a television impression, your imagination is not challenged to come up with anything. Everything is there. You don't have to imagine the leading man and the leading lady in their final embrace with the sun setting. You look at it, it's right there. So remember we said before that with media, print media particularly, your mind is engaged, and with radio, if they're doing theater of the mind properly, your mind is engaged in coming up with the video track. And this is an advantage to those types of media for the advertiser, because your mind is somehow primed somehow, and it's being used while you're absorbing the stories, because when you're reading the article, your mind's engaged, not just with the ads, right? When you're listening to the radio programming, your mind's engaged. But with TV, you just kind of watch it. It washes over you in a way. So I think that's what she means. Basically, ads can kind of skim over the surface of your consciousness with television, not really snag on anything like a river going by, in a way. And so you, as the marketer, this is why you need to give some thought to where your ad is in the pod or before or after the program. And maybe you're giving some thought also to, can you snag someone at the beginning of the ad? And of course, this becomes a much huger factor with mobile video, where we're annoyed by ads, because they're not just popping up in programming we're watching in exchange for the free programming. They're just popping up, all over the place, unbidden, unwanted. And that's why, by the way, we'll get to this when we talk about internet. The Internet Advertising Bureau, the IAB, Trade Association for Internet Advertising, has determined that to create a video impression on in the internet or on your mobile, you only have to watch 2 seconds of the video, and it counts as an impression. Wow. But it also means that with mobile video, creative people get pretty good at getting your attention pretty quickly. So think about these things as you become VPs of marketing and run companies, etc. This is just a point about clutter. I probably should have shown it sooner, but it's right from your book, from the 7th edition, the new book you have, showing the number of commercials in minutes and how it's going up, up, up. Clutter. We didn't really talk about product placement too much. I'm going to cut to a quick video about product placements because we just talked about paid advertising really so far. And product placements, we're going to show the video, but you need to ask yourselves, whoa, why is it growing? And I'll come back on the other side and we'll finish up.